proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan, Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in SACAM 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
The Keystone State Games, after 2 days of competition, officially open tonight.
In less than an hour from now, Governor Robert Casey and former football star Harch will help in those ceremonies.
Newswatch 16's Mark Davis is there waiting for the start of the ceremony. Mark, is everything ready now for the big ceremony tonight?
Yes, Nolan, we're just about ready. In fact, I'm not the only one waiting. If you come with me just a second, you can see this is the Wilkes College football field, and on that side of the field and on this side, on the other side of the camera, people are filing in and beginning to fill in the stands. Now, I'm told this is going to be very much like an Olympic opening ceremony. There's going to be fireworks and a balloon release and all sorts of activities. It all begins at 7 o'clock. Now, the Keystone State Games have been in the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area now for 2 days, and what we're finding is that while the athletes are competing, it's really the volunteers who keep these games going. Beth Campbell runs a gymnastics club in Sunbury. Gymnastics is her business. She also has 3 daughters in the Keystone State Games, and that's why, for the 6th straight year, she's volunteering her time as a coach and advisor for the gymnastics competition.
As you can see, there's so many children here. There's so many different sports, adults alike. And it's just for the, I don't know, I guess it's like the goodwill games, you know.
For 9 months of the year, Donna Jorgensen is a high school English teacher near Reading. But beginning each April, she starts coordinating gymnastics for most of our region. Donna gets a lot of personal satisfaction out of a job she's only had a short time.
Last year I came to the games as a mother and I watched Region 2 come in last because there were not enough participants. And I decided on the spot that the next year that there was a game, Region 2 would not come in last because we were going to have enough kids. And so I became the coordinator.
The Keystone State Games need thousands of volunteers to survive. The budget is small. Few of the people connected with the games get paid. Now, again, those opening ceremonies begin here at Ralston Field about 7 o'clock. Tom Tidy is here, and he'll have more on the Keystone State Games athletic competition later on Sports Watch 16, and I'll be back a little bit later on in this newscast with more from Ralston Field. I'm Mark Davis, live with the Instacam at Ralston Field in Edwardsville. Karen, Nolan?
All right, Mark. More money is coming to northeastern and central Pennsylvania. It's to help companies and colleges work together for development, expansion, and for keeping jobs in the area. It's all part of the Ben Franklin Partnership. Today, officials announced 21 projects, most of them in the Luzerne County area. This is how it works. The state is kicking in nearly $1 million. That money is to be matched 3-to-1 by private money.
To create and retain jobs is definitely the emphasis in this program. It's not a research program, but it's the idea that the educational resources can help do development and research for companies that will help their economic prospects.
The money announced today will be used starting next month.
Coming up, everything from a tribute to the Hindu god of destruction to a report on the air that we breathe as we take you around Pennsylvania in a minute.
Plus, Action 16 helps a couple cash in an insurance policy. All as Newswatch 16 continues.
Wise Markets knows that even in our advanced civilization, choosing a melon is still something of a primitive ritual. But not anymore, because Wise Market has new Chiquita melons. They're always sweet and always delicious. Just look at the Chiquita label. It's how you know you've got a good one. And a good store. Wise Market.
What's hotter than a hot potato?
Cool drink.
Hot fudge leave the cold.
Cool off with a custard.
Now there's new salad bar pasta. With our sensational taste and seasoning mix, you create fresh salad.
With the coolness of buttermilk.
The tang of Italian.
The flavor of cucumber.
New salad bar pasta. 5 cool sensations from Mama.
They make pasta
Not so hot.
Work is underway on a $25 million project in the mid-valley of Lackawanna County. As Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds reports, some people consider a cogen plant in Archbald the answer to a lot of this area's problems.
Lackawanna County and local officials cut the ribbon on a new railroad crossing and siding which will be used by the cogeneration plant in Archibald. Already, some of the concrete has been poured and the steel laid.
The heart of the plant sits where a thriving coal mine once employed 1,700 people. The mining also created giant piles of comb refuse.
And I helped pile it up on the dump. That was a nice job. In 26-degree weather, below zero. Up on them dumps, up on the other guys.
Officials tell me there's enough comb in our area, including that giant bank you see behind me over there, to fuel the cogeneration plant for at least 20 years. The basic purpose of the generation plant will be to generate steam. That steam will be used to grow thousands upon thousands of heads of lettuce, which will be located in gardens over there.
Well, they claimed that they would be producing lettuce and shipping out 35 or 36,000 heads of lettuce every 12 weeks.
But not everyone is in favor of the $25 million plant. A few residents fought an unsuccessful battle at keeping the facility out of their neighborhood.
Well, mainly the noise, and they were saying like that smokestack pollution.
Those in favor of the plant say it'll create jobs and be another asset for our region. The plant is expected to begin eating away at the area's comb banks within 2 years. Bob Reynolds, Newswatch 16, Lackawanna County.
There are more than 5 million people working in Pennsylvania.
And the state's unemployment rate is lower than the national average. That's our first story tonight as we take you around Pennsylvania in a minute. The government says the unemployment rate in Pennsylvania last month was at 5.7%, the same as June, but 0.3% less than the national average of 6%. In Philadelphia, 4 workers in the Prothonotarary's office have been charged with selling drugs at the city office. And in the Pittsburgh suburb of Monroeville, about 500 Hindus have gathered at a convention honoring Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction and reproduction.
And now we'll show you some of the other things happening in Pennsylvania today. Governor Casey today nominated Colonel Robert Sharp as State Police Commissioner. He would be the first black to head the state police. A new survey says Pennsylvania's legislature has more men in it than what most other states have. Pennsylvania ranks 46 out of 50 states in the number of women holding House seats.
Another new report says the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area has some of the cleanest air in the country. We rank 18th in the nation for clean air. The city with the dirtiest air, Denver, Colorado.
Finally, the Historical Society and Library Association in Susquehanna County is holding its annual Blueberry Festival. It's on the Village Green in Montrose, and that's Pennsylvania in a minute or so.
A retired Wayne County couple figured they'd have a little extra money coming their way after they asked to cash in their life insurance policy. Instead, they found themselves empty-handed. That is, until they handed over their troubles to Action 16, Jerry Gartenberg.
Joe Maruzio tells me now that he's retired and living on a pension, every little bit of extra money means a lot. But he says for 2 months before he and his wife Ruth got in touch with me at Action 16, they had to do without more than $600. Money they had coming to them for cashing in their life insurance policies. The Oregon Township man tells me instead of sending the money, the Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company of Philadelphia sent him new policies. Then didn't get back to him when he wrote the company to complain, leaving him wondering,
What's the runaround? Why is the delay? So I figured we were getting a runaround. Then we got the actual and you went to town.
A Colonial Penn representative told me she couldn't find any requests from the Maruzios to cash in their policies, so she sent them some forms and promised she'd see to it that everything went smoothly this time. It did. But now that Joe Maruzio has his money, he's thinking,
I'm sorry I ever took the policy out. Figured, I was going to get the $1,500 back. So I ended up getting $600 back.
well, that's why it makes sense to read the fine print before you buy a life insurance policy. Now, the American Council on Life Insurance says if you do, you will know in advance how much money you'd have coming to you should you decide to give up the policy. Now, do not give up if you have a consumer problem that you can't solve on your own. The address to write to for consumer help is Jerry Gartenberg, Action 16, Box 16, Avoca, Pennsylvania. Visit 18641. Karen and Nolan?
Thank you, Jerry. Next, meteorologist Tom Clark tries to keep the showers away for a very important weekend.
Well, if you can't keep them away, at least put a limit on them. How about it?
Maybe late at night.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we could do that these days, but we're not to that point yet. However, we do have rain in the forecast, and I'll tell you when it should arrive when we come back. Now, you're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP-TV. We're proud to serve Montrose and all of Susquehanna County.
Tomorrow is the Globe's one-day 14-hour sale with store-wide savings from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. See all the special buys in our big 12-page section in tonight's Scratch Time. Look for all the great buys tomorrow at the Globe during our one-day 14-hour sale, 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. You'll save in every department on every floor. So don't miss the Globe's one-day 14-hour sale tomorrow from 8 till 10.
You can shop all around the globe and never leave.
Well, Tom has us worried about Saturday and Sunday. Let's find out, Tom.
Okay, Nolan, there's good news and bad news about the weekend, and it can be summed up in one sentence. Is that there's only going to be one good day out of the two as we go. And if you have any plans to cut your grass this weekend, well, Sunday's your day. Don't put it off, or tomorrow is your day. Don't put it off until Sunday, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Beginning in Monroe County tonight in the Poconos, in Blakesley, Ed Rittenhouse tells me 75 at his place, a little bit of sun peeking through. Marion Felty in Arnott, Tioga County, tells me 78 and sunny. And Helen Perfetta in Tel Ayres checks in at 78 and mostly cloudy. Next, a view today from Skycam 16 over the Nicholson Viaduct in Wyoming County. That's a nice shot. And a nice bridge. 79 degrees out back. The humidity is 63%. It's cloudy. The wind southwest at 12. The barometer falling from 30.04. The high here today, 80 degrees. That's about normal for this time of year. 63 the low this morning. 102, the record high set back in 1918. 82 1 year ago today. Checking Skywatch 16's Doppler radar. It is not detecting any rain within 150 miles of home tonight, and that's good news for the opening ceremonies of the Keystone Games about to take place at Ralston Field in Wilkes-Barre. No rain this evening. Now here's the cloud photograph, putting it into motion from over the past 3 hours, and the cloud cover over the eastern half of Pennsylvania. Very moist air in the lowest layers of the atmosphere, and weak winds, and so these clouds are not dropping any rain, though, but they were up over Binghamton. Some showers developed up that way. But here's a front pushing across the lakes, and scattered showers and thunderstorms with that front, and they should pass by to our north later on tonight and probably dissipate across New York State. I think this front will kind of come through dry late tonight, and, but we look out to the west and we see a good bit of sun with some high clouds over Lake Michigan and parts of Michigan and Indiana. I think that will be our weather trend here tomorrow. A decent Saturday on the way, a warm day, but a weak storm is now developing along that front, and looks like it's going to be moving due east, and it should begin to cloud our skies up tomorrow night, and it could be raining here by daybreak on Sunday. So definitely tomorrow looks to be the better of the 2 days this weekend. But it will be getting quite warm, though, with temperatures getting up into the 80s. Some hazy moonlight later on tonight. Again, a dry night, just a few clouds overhead, and the moon is full tomorrow night. A breeze will continue, and it's going to be kind of warm overnight tonight with temperatures in the 60s, and the wind will be southwest at 12 miles per hour on the average. Sunrise time tomorrow morning is 6:05, and the sun sets at 8:12 tomorrow evening. Partly cloudy overnight tonight. The Holy Savior Church in Wilkes-Barre is having their church bazaar tonight and again tomorrow night. 65 out back. Mostly sunny tomorrow. The high clouds begin to dim the sun late tomorrow and tomorrow evening. A dry night tomorrow night, though, 85 degrees. Then the showers here on Sunday. Only about 74. Could be like a repeat of last Sunday. Then partly cloudy on Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures near 80. St. Jude's Church in Mountaintop is having their picnic this weekend, and I think I'll be checking that out for a while.
I think that's a good idea.
A lot of things going on.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Tom.
Okay. Coming up, Tim Carlson on the Sports Watch with the second round of the PGA Championship.
Plus more on the Keystone State Games, including the finer points of one of the more unusual events.
McDonald's presents the most wanted mug in America.
Who could resist a mug like this?
4 colorful Garfield mugs, a different one each week for a special price with any McDonald's food purchase. Garfield?
Just getting my mug ready for my public.
This summer, McDonald's is serving up 4 Garfield mugs.
It's the most wanted mug in America.
Garfield mugs, just 75 cents each with any McDonald's food purchase. Before you pick up up your phase circular, prepare yourself to be blown away by the savings. Here's just a few of the bargains you'll find.
L'Oreal Premier Perms and Studio Hair products are on sale. Your choice of $2.17. 24-ounce bonus-size Wella shampoo or conditioner, only $1.33. And Lee press-on nails are phase sale price at just $3.97.
Phase Giant Savings Circular. Don't say we didn't warn you. Another way, Phase is obviously not your average drugstore.
Even though the official opening ceremonies aren't scheduled till tonight for the Keystone Games, the games themselves have been going on, right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, there's been some great competition and some unusual type of competition, and it continues in day 2 of the Keystone Games being held in this area for the first time ever. And, of course, as we said, the official opening ceremonies are going to be held tonight. Sports Watch 16's Tom Tidy is at the site of those ceremonies with more on what's happened and going to happen. Tommy?
Tim, not much going on right now. It's sort of a quiet sense of anticipation as the people start filling in the bleachers here at Ralston Field. It's going to be exciting. Over 3,000 athletes parading around here on the field tonight. Now, earlier today, they had a chance to play in some of the different type of events, and boy, there are some unusual events. Like, for instance, let's take a look at soccer. Not really unusual. It's the fastest growing sport in America, but you don't get to see it that much around here, especially the kind of action we saw today. The athletes are good, and take a look at the turnout to watch the games. Excellent turnout of parents and friends to watch soccer today. And, of course, ice hockey. Now, this is one sport we don't get to see much in our area, except on TV. What a way to cool off on a nice August day. Go to the Ice-O-Rama on Cole Street and watch him play ice hockey. Now, Albie Oxenrider, you know how many sports Albie's participated in, right? Well, he tried a sport out yesterday that he never did before. It's one that would definitely keep Albie on guard.
Fencing is called the oldest modern sport in the world. Its origins go back to the duels of honor in medieval times.
It's the chance to be alone, be all by yourself, and make the mistakes, but also share with nobody all of the triumphs. That's the real fun of it.
I think the romantic end of it intrigues me. When I used to watch all the swashbuckling movies and stuff on TV, they were really great, and I think that's what really intrigued my interest in getting into the sport to begin with.
Modern fencing uses 3 different weapons: the foil, the epee, and the saber. Each weapon used also distinguishes between the 3 different types of fencing. Each type has a different valid target area. 2 of the 3 types of fencing are scored electronically, including the epee type. A wire runs up the fencer's arm, up the blade, all the way to the tip. When that tip is depressed, a touch is scored. 5 touches wins a match. This might be the fastest form of fencing. It's known as saber fencing. In this form of the sport, the saber is used in a slashing motion to the upper part of the body. But the common bond between this type of fencing and the other 2 types is strategy.
It becomes almost like a mental chess game where you're trying to find openings with your opponent and you just try and pick the best time to move and make your attack.
It's just that thrill of that first touch where your heart's racing and you make the correct move and you're inside and the light's off and you think back and you can't even remember what happened. It's a real great feeling.
In this sport, there's no big-time money or big-time publicity. What matters most is scoring that perfect touch, or as they say, touche. Albie Oxenrider, Sports Watch 16, Wilkes-Barre.
We'll have more tonight on the Keystone Games. Another hot and humid day for the second round of the PGA Championship in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. But what kind of weather do they expect in Florida this time of year? Sunny and 65? Come on, guys. Raymond Floyd's one of the clubhouse co-leaders. He shot a 2 under 70 for a 2-round total of 4 under par. Nice approach shot here on the 8th hole. Oh, yes. And the other co-leader, Lanny Watkins, also a 2 under 70 today. He gets the par on number 9. He just couldn't make the long putt, but he gets the good up and takes the par. Round 3 tomorrow, and of course we'll have more tonight on the update. Dave, to hear the latest dirt out of the Yankee clubhouse, the team's owner George Steinbrenner is giving manager Lou Piniella the silent treatment. Sources in the New York clubhouse say George is no longer speaking to Lou because Lou didn't receive a call from Mr. Steinbrenner in his hotel room this past Tuesday as ordered. Steinbrenner has also apparently ordered GM Woody Woodward not to speak with Lou. Lou says he doesn't need to talk to anybody. He just wants to do his best to improve the ball club. Question is now, Where's Billy Martin in all this?
Uh-oh.
Waiting in
I'd
the
rather have George not speaking to me than screaming at me.
That's right. Tonight at 8 o'clock, Scranton Memorial Stadium, the dream game, the city versus the county, the football game for the benefit of the Scranton Lions Club. So if you can get there, of course, get there. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we have a game at 7 o'clock, West Gibson Little League, the Insta-Bet.
Okay.
Yeah, have fun.
Okay. And we are now being told that next we will have a late-breaking news story.
We'll have a live report coming up next.
Hi, I'm John Luciani. Concrete Steps manufactures and installs precast steps year-round. Here are some of the steps we take. Concrete units are manufactured under quality, consistent conditions. Units are delivered by crane and generally installed within the hour. There's no mess or cleanup, and the steps can be used immediately. We also install iron railings. You take the next step. Call Concrete Step Units, Scranton. It's a step in the right direction.
Something had to be done. So Ames is taking things into their own hands. During our 30th birthday celebration, we're offering incredible savings throughout our stores. Like great-fitting Lee jeans for the entire family on sale at our lowest prices of the year, just $14.99 for men's and women's sizes. You see, while some other stores might not have the guts, we just say, mark them low.
Register to win cars and trips now during Ames' 30th birthday sweepstakes.
There has been an accident involving some construction workers in Homedale.
Newswatch 16's Valerie Devine is live in Skytown 16 right now over that scene. Valerie, what can you tell us?
Well, Karen and Nolan, we're flying right over top of Route 191 near Honesdale, near the Sunrise Trailer Park. State police tell us between 5:30 and 5:45 late this afternoon, two men got stuck in a trench down there when the trench caved in on them. We have been told that they have been taken to a hospital. We believe that it may be Wayne Memorial Hospital. We are also told that there was a man down there operating a piece of machinery from up here, and it's kind of hard to tell, but from up here it looks like that piece of machinery may have been a backhoe, but that man was not injured. Karen and Nolan?
Okay, Valerie, thank you. Again, an accident involving construction workers in Honesdale, and we will have more on this late report tonight on Newswatch 16 Update at 11. That is Newswatch 16 for Friday.
Also tonight at 11, we'll have more on the opening ceremonies at the Keystone State Games.
World News Tonight is next for the team. Thank you for being with us.
Enjoy your evening.